Hi, my name is Josh. I'm here to introduce you to deployable structures and methods for assembling the same. What we have here is the quarter scale model with a prototypic fabric installed. So pretty standard tent type fabric, ripstop and nylon base, sides, and in this case a clear vinyl top. With regard to the patent, you can see here poles, in this case simulated steel rods, two that run parallel to each other, joined by a coupling. Also at that junction is a third pole that runs primarily perpendicular to the first two and meets up with the next coupling. Tension line is actually in this case embedded in a seam in the fabric, just to show one illustration of how the final tent version could be assembled. Take another view around the side here. This mock-up has also included some possible port windows made with screen mesh, illustration of where a door type zipper entrance could be installed. In this case too, there is also the tie lines, which are discussed in the patent, that run from one coupling to the end of one pole. These have been found to be quite useful in the opening of the assembly and actually shaping of the fabric in the open condition. What I'll do now is put the camera down and show you briefly how the apparatus can be opened and closed. So as mentioned, this is a very lightweight, portable device, and the opening and closing aspects quite easy. Again, the tie lines in this case are simple unhooking at the 4 locations where they are located around the structure. And at that point, the fabric element releases from the structure at the bottom. In this particular design, the fabric has been rigidly attached to the top couplings and ends of poles. Just found that to be the easiest way to assemble the whole thing. But at this point, everything can be stood up in a primarily one-dimensional configuration. And then from that point, the poles, the telescoping poles, can pass through the couplings at each of the junctions. It happens on the top and at the bottom. Since this is a prototype, one potential improvement over this concept would be to actually just use telescoping rods, where the telescoping member would pass into a tube of some sort, and that way the movable rod would not interfere with any of the fabric. But you can see how the whole thing collapses down into a very compact shape. Could be put into a bag to hold it in that shape, like most camping tents are used. So from this point, the opening is just simply the reverse sequence. Very simply, just prop open the top, and the bottom at each of the 4 locations. And then the whole thing can be raised. And what you do is you take your tie lines again, just pull them up, and hook them on to the couplings, And you can see how that starts to add to the shaping. 3 down, 1 more to go. As long as my hook will allow me. There you have it. Pretty simple. Thanks.